Hi Aries, welcome to my channel Lucy the Antigua Tarot, and my name is Lucy and I am here to do a tarot reading for you guys for the remaining part of September into October. Today is October 14th. It's a Thursday, October 14th, my goodness. And I just thought it would be really cool to do a reading of the tarot for you guys because of the energies that have been coming in with these moon cycles, with this new moon cycle. On August the 21st, as you well remember, and it wasn't that long ago, not even a month ago, we had a total solar eclipse with the new moon, which eventually became a full moon on September the 6th. Now, the energies of the total solar eclipse of the 21st of August are energies that are going to be around until January of 2018. A reading to see what the cards have to tell you in terms of messages, advice, energies that might be coming in for you, or already there for you, beginning with obviously today, which is the 14th, Thursday. And it is, let's see here, what time is it here? It's 4 o'clock. It's 10 after 4 Guatemala time. I am in Guatemala, so it is the Guatemala time that I'm going by, but that's the time that I'm doing this reading for you guys right now, okay? So September 14th, excuse me, 2017, 4:10 p.m. Guatemala time. So we're going to do the 9-card spread, and the first card that you're getting is the Emperor, Aries. This is going to be your center card. It's where all your main energy is at right now. This is you. Okay, then we're going to start with card number 1. You're getting the 3 of Swords. Number 2, you have the 8 of Pentacles. Number 3, you have the 7 of Swords. Number 4, you have the King of Wands. You have your Emperor in the middle, in the center there. Then you have the 7 of Wands. Wow, you have the 7 of Swords, 7 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. Pretty cool. You have the 8 of Swords. Okay. Wow, you have the 5 of Cups. Okay, Aries. And you have the Devil. So you have 2 major arcanas, the Emperor and the Devil. It's very appropriate for you to be getting the Emperor. You guys are you have such leadership qualities about you. And then you also have that King of Wands. So I am seeing Pentacles, Swords, Wands, and Cups. So you have all of the energies going on here. You have 3 swords, 5 swords, and 8 swords. And then you have the 8 of Pentacles. Wow. You have the 7 of Wands and the King of Wands. And then you have this 5 of Cups. And I would like to go ahead and start your reading by, first of all, identifying and talking about this Emperor that you have at your center. So let's take a look at that card. Okay, Aries, so with this Emperor at your center, and this is a general reading, what this energy is doing for you, this card for you right now, maybe you're feeling it, or you will be feeling it soon, is that it's bringing solid, constant energy for you, which you're going to benefit from a lot. This Emperor really, it doesn't have a lot of room for excess changes or random behavior. This is a card that speaks of being pragmatic. It's about being regal and stately. So his energy is full of action and drive, and there is absolutely no room for mistakes. So this is a good card of possession to have, of dominion, to dominate, to control your environment, and authority. And it's telling me that currently in your life you need direction. Often the Emperor will reflect an internal compass, okay? A card that is attempting to show you the way. To be something and to know something is entirely different than being capable of doing something, okay? So perhaps you are having a difficult time finding your way. There's a lot going on. You have some cards, and there's a lot of stuff going on with these cards, with the 8, with the 7, with this 7 card down here, with this 8 over here, and this 5. And the 3. All of these cards have a lot of stuff going on with them. So it's telling me that there is a lot going on in your life right now, and that this card in the center, your Emperor, is reflecting that. And you do have some cards that are showing different um, situations where you might be getting stuck. Now is the time that you must own your own instincts and skills and get a much needed job done. Now, apparently there's a lot of stuff to be done. Do not rely on others to complete what you need to do for yourself, okay? Do not expect that others are going to be as good as you are or do as good a job as you will. Okay, so it's kind of telling you to take matters into your own hand. And this Emperor, he's wearing the regal red robe, but underneath his robe, he has his armor. Because this is all about being ready to take the action, to go out and do those battles, take on those battles that need to be taken, take care of things that need to be taken care of. Now, perhaps you're in a time in your life right now that your limits are being tested, and while you are feeling, a little bit run down, perhaps not appreciated enough by those that surround you, you still need to push through. So the message for this card, for you right now, and for you alone, is that you need to be responsible for your own actions at this time, and your reliance on others will likely result in a disaster of some kind. Now, I am looking at, now that I've done the Emperor for you, I want to do these sword cards right here. Well, you have the 3 of Swords, you have here the 7 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, but I would like to do the 7 of Swords right now, and then do this 8 of Swords. So let's look at those cards before we move on to anything else. First of all of the tarot cards that are number 7, as for example the 7 of Wands that you have here and the 7 of Swords, you have 2 7 cards, okay? And you also have 2 8 cards, the 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. So let's focus on the 7s. All the 7s in the tarot card carry the message of hanging on or not giving up, and finding a way to overcome the challenges that we face. They represent fighting, struggling, looking to keep or hang on to something, okay? Now you're hanging on to 5 of those swords. The 7 of Swords does echo, this same theme. And perhaps because they are swords, and swords are all about communication and our mind, our logical mind. It's also about how we view the world, our thought processes, how we determine how we feel about things. It's all about the mind. It's mental, it's logical. At least that's the goal with the swords in general. So you have 7 swords. So the theme here too is using your mind and your wits. But with the 7 of Swords, you're using your mind and your wits to get yourself out of a difficult situation or to come up with a new approach to a problem. Aries, the sword cards are the most difficult cards to process and to interpret because they come with important lessons. They are the most challenging cards because they bring the most important lessons for us. You have the 3 of Swords. Look at the 2 of Swords. Okay, it's a little intense. You have the 3 of Swords. Look how intense that looks. You have the 4 of Swords, which looks like a tomb, but it's not. But it's a complicated card. You have the 5 of Swords. People walking away, a couple of swords on the ground. Just like here's a couple of swords on the ground also, except the swords here are thrown on the sand. These swords here are stuck in the ground, pointed down. And then the 6 of Swords also is very intense and sad looking. Okay, Aries, so in most of these cards of the swords, people look like they're going through some tough times. There's like intense messages going on with all of these. There's like stress and conflict in the 5 because people are walking away, the beach scene. So the swords are challenging. There's no doubt about that. And you have 3 of them. So Aries, like the Emperor says, there's a lot going on. You have a lot of things that you need to be working and taking care of and dealing with. And perhaps with the 7 of Swords, which the message is hanging on, not giving up, finding a way to overcome the challenges we face, using your mind and your wits to get yourself out of difficult situations. All right. You also have this 8 of Swords down here. Over here, excuse me. And this card, look at that. Okay, now she's bound up. Her eyes are bound, but they're loosely bound. She can easily set herself free. And she's kind of trapped around these swords. And this card can mean feelings of entrapment, feelings of not being able to break free. And this 8 of Swords is considered the card of victimization, feeling victimized, feeling trapped. And this means that you are currently going through a phase where you are completely bound by your circumstances. You feel trapped by your circumstances. You feel as though you are not capable of getting yourself out of a destructive phase, okay, that you are in, and that in fact, if you want to try, you're afraid that devastating consequences will follow. So you fear pain and you feel restriction. You fear pain, excuse me, and you fear being restricted or the restriction. You fear uh, perhaps breaking away from that pain, breaking away from that restriction. Um, but in reality, fear is a funny thing. Fear can be very enslaving, and you're getting the devil here. Because when we are fearful, we we are enslaved, we're trapped. We're chained up to our own fears. We're trapped. And that's how you're feeling right now. But you have this amazing emperor with this card. Yeah, there's a lot of really intense, difficult things happening to you right now, Aries. A lot of like intense energies coming in for you in this reading. You're going to need to work really hard on using your wits about you to get yourself out of this entrapment feeling that you're currently going through. It might be associated with some kind of dependency. These two cards are catty corner. That it's forming an angle here. Okay, and then you have this angle going on here with the 3 and the devil. Now, the 3 of Swords really means that something really painful happened to you. It just like broke your heart in a million pieces. It doesn't necessarily have to be love. Okay, it can be in relation to work, in relation to family. You might be trying to battle different issues here. You have 4 different battles going on here, it looks like. You have this one, which is all about finding your wit and using your mind to get yourself out of a difficult situation, or to be able to come up with a new approach to a problem. You have that 3 of Swords, which is about having gone through a really intense, painful, very painful situation that probably broke your heart. The 3 of Swords is coming into your reading. It's the energy that's coming in. And when this card is present, it's talking about either experiencing a difficult situation or experiencing difficulties in general in a relation that's related to matters of the heart, or you are entering into a group of difficulties in relation to a partner, or somebody that you're having a relationship with, or somebody that you are in love with, Aries. And obviously it symbolizes of having a broken heart, or having experienced betrayal, or even having experienced a separation with somebody that you love. There could be quarreling happening, coming in with this relationship of the heart, or arguments, upheavals. Okay, you might be experiencing that kind of thing right now. So it is a very challenging time in your life. That's what this card is saying, and it is coming in. And then you have this Swords, which is saying, figure out with your mind and your wits a way to deal with this situation, because you're feeling, you might be feeling really overwhelmed about this. I think that's, you're feeling way overwhelmed about this, extremely so, Aries. Something happened that came in regards to a relationship, and it's been really overwhelming. And you have these 2-7 cards, which is all about, as I said earlier, hanging on and not giving up. So finding a way to overcome the challenges that you're facing in regards to this. Perhaps this could totally be indicating your desire to hang on to what you think you've lost, or how you're feeling that you've lost that person that you've lost. You really want to hang on to them, and you're trying to figure out a way to do it, and it's becoming very, very difficult. You feel like you can't really move forward with this relationship. You're stuck. Okay. And really what this card is saying is that you need to unstick yourself. You really need to just like free yourself. Let yourself go. And then you have this 5 of Cups, which is speaking of the same thing as this 3 of Swords. Obviously, 3 cups are spilled, which means 3 things, important things that have been lost, and you're in mourning. This person is in mourning. He's wearing black and he's barefoot. In mourning and desolate. Just like this 8. She's also in desolation. Alone, standing alone and desolate. Yeah, Aries. And the thing is that what's been lost, you know, was probably toxic for you, because these cups, they have a green liquid that's spilling out of them. See that? And that symbolizes poison. So whatever that relationship was, and here you have the Devil at the end, which is being chained to codependency. I mean, obviously, Aries, with these 2 cards here, it's telling me that this loss, which is showing up here in the spilled cups, was really a toxic thing for you, because you were codependent, perhaps, and you're struggling to stay on top of everything to keep this thing going. You've been working really hard, really focused, trying to find ways, you know, to keep this relationship alive, but it's gone. It is gone, and you're feeling this way. Okay. And your strong cards here are your King of Wands and your Emperor. Aries, your Emperor here in your center is you in love. And you are just ready. You're wearing your armor. You're just ready to go out there and fight the battles, do the work that needs to be done to get what you want, to recuperate this loss. Notice it's 3 swords, 3 cups spilled. That's what's going on with that Emperor. With the Emperor, you might need to share your feelings. That might be a way to move forward. I don't know if you've done that. I mean, if you've really had a chance to really do that. But the thing, you have this Devil here, and you have this 5 of Cups, and these cards are telling me that you really need to just let go and move forward. There's a bridge. Cross the bridge and move forward, because you will be able to break away from this It might be an obsession, Aries, that you're having with this relationship that's been lost. And obsessions are not good. Your King of Wands, which is the last card that I am interpreting in this reading for you, and the reason why he's the last one is just how it turned out. Okay, I do the spreads and I just go by instinct when I read them, and he's just the last one to get interpreted. And it makes, this king is telling you, Aries, not to limit yourself. You are limiting yourself here by being so obsessive. This is considered an obsessive behavior right here. This is the card of being obsession. And so is this one. And so is this one. All of these three cards are obsessions. And so I think that the clear message here, Aries, and this is a general reading, is to do not limit yourselves, to get rid of this obsession. Let it go. It's important to be adaptable and versatile, or adaptable and versatile. And now is the time to act spontaneously. Give yourself time to be like the chameleon, and change your colors to match your environment. Okay, so yeah. Do not change yourself so much that you lose the connection of your inner self, obviously. But do allow yourself some change and some expansion, some different point of views and perspectives, so that you can learn that this strength of being flexible and mutable is a really good thing to have. It's a really good thing to do. Letting go and moving forward is a really good thing to do, Aries, for you, especially if this reading makes sense to you, and to not limit yourself. And in the way, obviously, of your relationships, sometimes things just aren't meant to be. Okay, and as painful as it can be, this is a very painful process. There's a lot of pain going on here for you, of course. But the best thing you can do is to just work on letting it go, and don't limit yourself. Don't be so obsessive about it. You're just limiting yourself when you become obsessive. And I know it's a really hard thing to do. Believe me, it's easier said than done, right, Aries? So this is something that could apply to all of us at one point in our lives, okay, or numerous points in our lives. I mean, I think all of us have gone through this kind of change, trauma of losing somebody that we really love and would love to form a solid relationship, romantic relationship with. Some people are really lucky, and some people aren't. So right now really is the time to act. It's the time to step out of your limits that you've put there yourself. Nobody else. It's time to stop trying to stay on top of this relationship which no longer functions. It's no longer good for you. It's toxic. It's making you sick. It's making you obsessive. It's bringing all these negative qualities in your life. Communicate what you're feeling. Give it closure if that's going to make you feel better. Find guidance. This King of Wands could also be somebody in your life who's older and wiser, a man who's older and wiser, who could come in and give you some guidance on how to deal with this, or maybe get some support from a professional to help you, release yourself, and also to help you in your mind to better see the situation clearly so that you can free yourself and move forward. And if you need to communicate and do closure, well, yeah, definitely. And that's where the hard work comes in. Doing all the things that you need to do to get yourself out of that situation and release the chains of your obsession, if that is the case, Aries. Okay, so there's your reading. That's a lot of work. If any of this rings true to you, know that this kind of processes will take, the energies are here until January of 2018. So give yourself some time, be patient, be loving, be understanding, okay? You guys take good care. I hope you liked your reading. Thank you so much for visiting me and my channel, Lucy the Antigua Tarot. I'm Lucy, and I wish you guys the best. Take good care, and I will see you later, okay? Bye-bye.
Such few days that we spent together, yet the moments we shared, they seem to last forever.